It is time to look at Kirkby Sales and Exchange with a little bit of a different, yes, we've done a day in the life of, but today we're going to be talking to Carl. Now, if you've been here, you've seen Carl. It's like you've probably seen more than you see Nina. Nina's always busy, and unfortunately she's not here today. Loads of love for that girl. She's amazing. And she's done a great kind of shop experience. Everything in here, you're going to get some absolute value because there's something for everyone. But I want to know, what are some of Carl's favourite pieces? What is it like working at Kirkby Sales and Exchange? And what is with that hoodie? Let's find out. So we shall follow Carl into this room and we're going to talk about some of his favourite pieces. And I must say, Carl, a lot more stuff's come in since I've been here previously.
I mean, it's in here's always fluxing and flowing. There's I can't even keep on top of what's in here sometimes.
Yes.
People are coming and go, have you still got this? And I'm like, yeah, we've got that. And then I'll come grab it and I'm like, oh, actually, no, we haven't. That has gone.
Brilliant.
I just can't keep on top of it all. It's mental.
And I've clocked this. This is a nice, rare, obscurity.
And the PS2 version worth naff all, but the Xbox version, for some reason, incredibly expensive.
Absolutely, yeah. Because you can get, I think, that PS2, what, like, between 10 and 20?
Yeah, I've seen it as low as a £5 on the PS2.
Wow. Okay.
That was a while ago, though. It's probably gone up since.
Yes.
I think it's something to do with, I think, maybe that output's at like 480i instead of 480p or something. I don't know. I know there's something to do with the quality of how it performs.
And it looks like the condition is in like really
It's
nice.
Yeah, it's immaculate. I mean, it's been kept in a dust protector since the guy who bought it bought it. So I don't think he's ever played it.
Oh, wow. So that could be as new could be.
Yeah,
essentially.
not as new as these PS1 games that are still sealed.
Whoa. Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
I've just noticed that.
Yeah.
And even
The
this as
Pikmin,
well.
yeah. It's player's choice, so it's not as desirable as standard Black Label, but it's still pretty nice to see that.
Oh, wow. Wow, when did these come in then?
I've had those about 7 months now.
Okay.
No one's looked at them because I think the price point is very intimidating. I mean, 650 quid for a game is just, you know, you could get a PS5 and an Xbox Series X for that. But
yeah,
there's no comps online of it.
Right.
Not at all. You can only find it sold unsealed at about 500.
Wow. Honestly, so it goes unsealed.
About 4 to 5, yeah.
And I've never even seen that. And I always kind of try to judge the rarity by asking, have I seen it? And if it's a no, I tend to lean more towards it being, that kind of really rare, obscure piece.
PlayStation's my bag.
Okay.
It wasn't my first console, but it was the first console. I was like, oh, PlayStation, this is cool. I like this. And I'd never heard of it.
Right.
None of them. Every single game on that, all these super obscure, well, not obscure, all these super like pricey ones here, I know all those, but as soon as they came in, I was like, I've never heard of these.
Yeah, you've got some bangers.
Yeah. Mega Man Legends 1, 2, Misadventures of Trombone. You never see those.
Whoa. Even the kind of obscure, is that like a Japanese game?
It's a weird one, yeah. I have no idea what that is.
Incredible.
European games I know about, Japanese ones less so.
Okay. So for you then, what would you say? I mean, have you played all of these? Like
Played
when you were a kid?
good chunk of them.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like Mega Man Legends, Legends 2 and Trombone I've had to emulate, which, you know, we don't. We sometimes have to do that, yeah. I'm supposed to sell you these things, but, you know, if you can play it for free on your PC, then I think sometimes, you know, maybe push you to do that instead of spending 360 quid on a disc and some plastic.
Yeah, I think a lot of viewers do that as well, you know, with like the Steam Deck is a huge...
My Steam Deck is, it's RetroArch is filled.
You've got Steam Decks in the store though? I don't see any in here. But
they don't stick around.
Right,
We've just had a Legion Go thing in, which is like a Steam Deck, but the controller's detached, so it's kind of like a Steam Deck in it, and then a Switch mixed together, but not had that long enough for anyone to be interested in it yet.
Okay. So for you then, out of all of this kind of retro, so we've got a lot of variations in, haven't we? What would you say is what's your favourite piece, I think, is my burning question. If you were to pick like one game that you could only buy, regardless of price, it doesn't matter.
One game.
What would you go with? I know it's a tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough one.
Because the variation is incredible.
If you'd have come in a week ago, we had an absolutely mint, and I mean untouched, probably opened and played maybe once, probably only the first disc was played and never finished it. Absolutely mint Black Label Final Fantasy VII.
Now I know you love
That's
Final
my favourite.
Fantasy.
That's my favourite game of all time. That was the first RPG I ever finished. I was 6 years old, and I beat it all on my own, and I was very proud. And it's stuck with me. I'm here right now selling video games because of Final Fantasy VII. The remakes, there's good points and there's bad points, but the original game, I've played that game probably 600 times. That's not hyperbole.
Right.
That is, I've literally probably played that.
absolute-
Yeah, I've got it on every system going.
Wow.
Like every release of it's been out. Oh, it's on PS3 now. Yeah, I'll get that. Oh, it's on PS4 now. Yeah, I'll get that.
I'll get that.
Oh, it's on Steam now. Yeah, I'll get that.
Have you completed the remakes? You've got like
Yeah.
So the Rebirth is the latest. I always get
Rebirth's the
mixed
latest
up.
one. Yeah, I have a few umbrages with that version, but we won't go into that.
We won't
That's
go
sort of
into that.
Oh, I know what my answer would be actually.
Go on then. We've got
Conker's
it.
Bad Fur Day on the N64.
Here we go. This is complete.
You just don't see that.
No, that's a great price. A lot of these are really flipping great prices as well.
Yeah, we try to keep competitive. We like to keep things lower than market. Sometimes we have to go to market value because you know it's a tough world out there, and you've got to make your money somehow. But
And I
we try
think
to be as fair as we can on prices.
yeah, and I've been coming in here for years, filming constantly, and I've always thought the prices are really, really good. You can get some absolute bargains. And again, there's just the variety. I keep an eye on your social media and the
Stuff
guys
that comes
get
in. Yeah, and it doesn't stick around either. That's the absolutely mad thing.
It's incredible, the variation.
We've got sealed Gamecom games. Have you ever even heard of the Gamecom? It was a terrible little black and white handheld made by Tiger Electronics. It was atrocious.
How did these come in then? What's the story? Was this a walk-in?
Yeah, we have probably 4 or 5 customers that are massive collectors like yourself, and they've probably got rooms and rooms and rooms filled with the stuff. And they're getting to that point in their lives now where they're like, well, you know what? I've collected as much as I can. I want to stick to one thing now.
Yes.
Chap who sold this, he's only collecting Xbox One now, which I think fair play. It's probably the right time to do that with our 360s going up.
Absolutely. I mean, I did see these on the Kirkby Sales and Exchange Facebook.
There was Resident Evil 2 with it as well, and I really wanted it for myself because that's one of my other favourite games of all time.
I bet it's hard working here.
It's hard letting stuff go.
Yeah. Do you find before you get paid that you've already kind of clocked, say, I want a copy of Shinobi X, or I want this, and you've kind of racked up an absolute plethora?
We have a rule that you're not allowed to pick anything up until it's been in the shop for 2 weeks.
Fair enough.
Because we don't want to, deprive anyone of something really cool.
Yeah.
Though I am an exception to the rule with anything Doctor Who. So if anything,
You actually look like Doctor
I'm always wearing my scarf, but anything Doctor Who comes in, that's just instantly mine. So I don't tend to go for the game stuff.
Yeah.
I collect all the modern stuff like PS5 and stuff on Steam, but in terms of like retro collecting, my days with that are behind me now because all my money goes on Doctor Who toys. So
fair play. I mean, do you have anything Doctor Who in the store that we could
No.
look at later?
No, because I buy it all.
Any toys? There's absolutely nothing in
Well, we've
here.
got a 10th Doctor potato head.
Okay.
And that's about it at the minute, but...
Yeah, incredible. Okay, cool. So what about like out the front of the shop? Are there any like toys or anything that we could take a look at? Or
this is really cool.
Here we go.
This came in and I thought,
oh, here we go.
that's amazing. Street Fighter Blanca.
Oh my god.
Yeah, from the, I think... around about.
Wow, when did this come in?
Oh, we've had this about a year now.
Have you?
Yeah.
I can't believe
It's
that's
super
not been
cool.
sold.
Yeah, I can't believe either.
From
Maybe Blanca's just not as popular. If it was like Chun-Li or Cammy or something,
Oh,
maybe
God,
it would have.
yeah, that sex sells, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Blanca's not exactly
Yeah.
the sexiest
I mean, he's buff.
character.
You know, he's
some
got
lovely
he's got the
muscles.
muscle. He's got the chest hair.
That is lush, and that is factory sealed, right?
Yeah,
That's not
yeah.
like
It's
a-
from the Alpha days as well. I think Alpha 3 maybe.
Wow. Oh, there you go, guys. Get yourself down here for the Street
Yeah.
Fighter fans. Come
I
and
think
snap.
it's awesome.
I think it's cool, isn't it? You got
Yeah.
some really nice stuff.
Yeah.
I'll let you put that back.
It's just down here on a hook. I feel like that should be in a museum, and it's just down there on a hook.
So we're at the front of the shop. We're going to take a look around and
Yes.
see. We've got more games. We've got more games.
This is where all the modern stuff is.
Okay.
Modern as PSP, DS onwards, sort of.
Oh, I see you've moved your PS2.
We've tried to keep it all together. It does set my OCD off a bit that we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1 all the way over in there. But
Do you know what? That is a really good point, isn't
Mm.
it? 5, 4, 3, 2, PSP.
PSP, yeah.
1 in the back, which we will take a look at additional things.
Yeah, but 1 has to stay in the back though, because all the pricey ones are in the cabinet.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and Vita stuff as well. So this is essentially
Yes.
the PlayStation.
It is the PlayStation section.
Yeah.
If I had my way, I'd just make this whole thing PlayStation, but we got to give Xbox some space, I guess.
Yeah, we've even got, so we got, in regards Xbox then, so we got the Xbox One.
Xbox One series, Xbox One series, it's mixed in because
Okay.
it's just, well, unlike PlayStation 5 and 4 where they're like separate games, Xbox series, yeah, the amount of time I have people come in and go, well, this play on Xbox. It's like, well, it does say it, and it does also say Series X, so I could see the confusion.
Yes.
Microsoft are just terrible at branding things.
That's a very good point, actually, because I think there was the copy of Bully, if you remember, they did an Xbox One
They
version.
did, and it was also the 360, but it was the 360 version. It was just a 360 disc, but it was in the Xbox One because it was back when backwards compatibility came out.
That's right.
They did the same with Red Dead as well.
Right, and
People coming in and going, is this an Xbox One version? It's like, no, it's just the 360 disc, but it will play on the Xbox One.
Wasn't the case slightly larger as well on Bully with that? I'm sure it was a slightly larger case.
I don't
It might have even
recall.
been a 360 size
I think, yeah, it might have been. I know the Red Dead one was an Xbox One case, but it said 360 on it,
Yeah.
because that was just bizarre, like 2019, and there's a game with Xbox 360 printed on it.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the collectors, maybe that's more of a collector's piece, who knows? So
Yeah.
is there anything on this wall then that you feel like, even with, I mean, you sound like a PlayStation guy, you
Yeah,
loved your Final Fantasy.
PlayStation's my jam.
Any RPGs that you can suggest that have come in that people might like?
PS2, we don't get a huge amount of stuff in, to be honest with you.
You played Dark Cloud?
Yeah, that was all right.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't my favourite sort of. I tend to stick to the more action-based RPGs and a couple of the turn-based stuff.
Yeah.
From Software,
Here we go.
Eternal Ring, terrible game, absolutely terrible, but it's from Software.
Yeah.
Absolutely no relation to Elden Ring, even though it's, you know.
It was a bit of foreshadowing there with the name.
Yeah. Elden Ring is one of the greatest games of all time. That's why I don't have any copies of it, and it never sticks around.
My question then with that is, are you good at it? Because I'm
Oh yeah, I got all the trophies.
He needs to squad up with me because I am terrible and I need some help in it. So you seem like a real grindy RPG guy. I love that.
Yeah, I'm playing through Baldur's Gate 3 right now. I'm about 150 hours in it, and I've still not beaten it yet.
Have they released a physical copy of that?
It was only on Larian's website.
Right.
So you had to buy it from them directly, and it was a very small print.
Darn
It's
it.
going around on eBay for about 40 quid right now, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Might
'Cause I
get
looked
it,
into it myself because I was like, is it cheap to get it digital or not?
Yeah, quite. Okay.
Well, I just went digital because I couldn't be bothered with waiting. I wanted to play it now, not in 3 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
give it me now. Okay.
That's a game that needs a remaster massively.
Okay, so we've got some Batman Arkham Asylum. Let us know in
They've got it on
comments.
backwards compatible on Xbox One,
Okay.
but you can't play it on PS4, and it's gagging for a remaster, that one.
Yeah, I do love the Batman games. I think they're so consistent. The combat,
Yep.
the visuals, the whole kind of lure. It really does.
It's just the rhythm of the
amazing.
fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, they started out originally as a music-based game. It was going to be like a rhythm fighter.
A rhythm
and you
fighter.
can tell because like the way you do your combos and like
Yeah.
if you get it all perfectly timed.
Yeah,
and then
it's a nice one. Oh, here we
Another
go.
one of the greatest games of all time. Just the series in general. We love Dark Souls.
Are you any good at Bloodborne?
I've platinumed Bloodborne.
Right, this guy is like, what? I can't even get past the first area, mate. And I think I've played it on launch and then just put it down and just walked away.
Yeah.
And I know everybody's scratching for
It needs a
remaster.
remaster so bad, or a remake, or a sequel. The problem is that Sony owns it, not From Software, and Sony just consistently are like, oh, that thing that made us a load of money? No, we'll just make something crap instead.
Yeah, give us an example
Yeah.
of something crap they've made.
Oh. Something crap.
PS5 Pro.
Concord.
But ironically, that is so much. It's really expensive
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
It's really expensive.
for basically a coffee holder
Yeah.
thing. You can't even play it.
Have you got it in?
No, we didn't even get it, no. None of that. Normally our suppliers push us on absolutely everything, but
Yeah.
they just didn't. I think they probably saw the forest for the trees and were like, this isn't going to last.
Crap, this is crap.
2 weeks lasted longer than I thought it would, but you know what's really annoying about that is that they were going to give, the company who made that were going to do an Infamous prototype crossover.
Oh, I love
And
Infamous.
and Sony cancelled it to make Concord instead.
I love Infamous.
Yeah.
Now Sony didn't. They also said no to Days Gone 2.
Yep. And
So-
but they put a Days Gone reference in Astrobot.
No, and they're also also on about doing a next-gen patch for it. I don't know if it's been released or next-gen version of Days Gone. So there is talk of Days Gone kind of, you know, coming back into the forefront, but unfortunately not with Days Gone 2.
Another cracking game though. I literally sold, someone came in yesterday and they're like, oh, I've just jumped onto PlayStation, what do you recommend? And I sold him Days Gone, Last of Us and Uncharted 4.
Perfect.
Like, there you go, that's your starter bundle. That's all you need.
Bundle. Get sorted.
That's everything you need. You've got a red PS3 and you don't see them.
Ooh, lovely. I have one of those. Does this have the controllers?
It has one controller with it. It doesn't have both.
Fair enough.
But the controller does match.
So it is the actual controller.
It's
sorry,
the Scarlet Red one with it.
I read.
The price difference is insane. For half the price you can get, well, for the same price you can get 2 PS3s.
Yeah.
Just because it's red.
Is there any kind of console that you find difficult to come by? Any difficulties in like the PS3 60 gig model, for example?
We do get the occasional backwards compatible model in, and they do stick around forever.
Oh wow.
I sold one probably about 4 months ago in the box, and you don't see them in the box that often now.
No, you don't.
But it was, I mean, you know, I'm not supposed to say it was pricey, but it, you know, for
they
what
do
it
hold
was,
their value,
for what it is, it's just get a PS2 and a HDMI upscaler. Like it's so much cheaper.
And I do see the PS2. You have 3.
I think we have more than that. I think there's some tucked behind it.
Okay, I'm told by a lot of shop owners that they're hard to come by PS2s. They're hard to keep in. What's your kind of view on that?
They're hard for me to sell.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't sell many PS2s.
I'm surprised at that. I actually thought because of the backwards compatibility with the PS1, I thought that this might actually...
I sell more PS1s than PS2s, surprisingly, but then PS1s are like half the price. Yeah, you get half the hardware. But a lot of people who buy the PS1s just want it to play Resident Evil 2 and Metal Gear Solid, and like, you know, that's fair enough. You can do that on the PS1, that's fine.
And that's great taste right there, a bit of Metal Gear, and 100%, mate. So what about, obviously we've got Silent Hill 2 remake coming.
Silent Hill 2 remake coming out, we'll be getting that in.
Yeah, you excited?
Yes.
Cool.
Apprehensive, I'm always apprehensive with remakes.
Oh yes, it's got great reviews though.
Yeah.
Great reviews.
Yeah, lots of things that get great reviews that I'm not so sure of.
Cole's not a skeptic. You like to play, feel, and make your own decision.
I don't read reviews because, I mean, some of them are just terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, IGN give like 7 out of 10s to things I won't give a 1 out of 10 to.
What did they give to Concord?
I think it was it was quite high, wasn't it?
I do believe it was.
Yeah.
I'll put it on the screen right now, but it was definitely not worth the actual review that they gave.
No, Sony paid for that.
Yeah.
100%.
We're Sony skeptics here.
I love them, but I also hate them.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship. I get nothing out of it. But
what do you think of the PS5 Pro?
Rip off.
There we go. I didn't even finish the question.
Yeah.
Rip off.
700 quid for a disc driveless console.
Yep.
And then an extra 100 quid for a disc drive.
Yep.
And then all you're getting is 4K at 60 FPS.
Yep. And we should have had that on...
We should have had it on the base model.
This one right here. Which is only £350 if you come in, which is actually a really good price.
Yeah. I
really
mean, I will all day long take 60 FPS 1080.
Yeah.
That's all I need. I always prioritise performance over fidelity.
Okay.
I'd rather the game perform well than look pretty, because you know, you could have the prettiest game in the world, but if it runs like crap, I'm not going to play it.
Absolutely. That's an interesting one. I think, like, what do people pick, performance or fidelity? Yeah, that's a great question.
Always performance for me.
Yeah, that's great. Cool. Right, so I've just clocked this Pokemon cabinet. Now, you guys sell a lot.
Well, we sell a lot, yeah. We do a Pokemon League night every Monday where people can come along and play the card game. I've not been yet.
Okay.
Because I'm not a card player.
Right.
I'd like to get into Magic if we're going to start Magic hopefully one day.
I'd like to.
I want to get into Magic purely for the Doctor Who decks.
Oh, there's Doctor Who decks
There's
now.
Doctor Who decks, and they're selling for about 100 quid a piece now, so
really?
they're very pricey. Yeah.
Incredible.
Sold out instantly. I didn't manage to get my hands on any. But Pokemon's mental. Like, I've got people coming in that I wouldn't expect to buy Pokemon cards now, buying Pokemon cards.
Yeah.
Because they see it as an investment.
Yes.
And you can understand that. I mean, I've got one there that's 160 quid. Granted, it's from the 90s, it's mint condition in its first edition.
Right there. Erica's Venusaur.
Yeah.
Incredible. Incredible. And of course, we've got some kind of more of the classic VHS stuff and then some just generic merch, which is amazing. These are great.
Yeah, I mean, those aren't official.
They're not.
No, the Naruto Pikachu ones, they've never had an official crossover, but they're cool.
They are cool. They are cool.
I like the little Tazos. I remember getting them in my Walker's Crisps.
Walker's
Yeah,
Crisps.
on lunchtime at school. And we're going,
Showing
I've got a
your age now,
Pikachu.
mate. Showing your age now.
Oh, you know.
I need a few seconds of your time to tell you about channel memberships. If you guys want to become a channel member, click join from the main page or the second link in the description. There are 3 tiers, all with different perks for you if you want to become a team member. Thanks for your time. Let's continue with the video.
Oh, about 5 years now. I think 4 or 5 years, somewhere around there. So I've been doing this about 10 years now. I think this year's my 11th year, somewhere around there. So yeah. I remember the hype around the PS4 and the Xbox One was crazy. Yeah. I remember getting my PS4 and thinking, this is good. Gaming's never going to be topped. This is the greatest thing ever. Now here we are 10 years later and I'm looking back at it and I'm thinking, wow, there really was nothing on it on day one. They released absolutely nothing. I like the fact that I can date how long I've been doing this by how many FIFA launches I've done. That's pretty cool. I think FIFA 14 was the first, FIFA 13, 14, somewhere around that was the first one I did. 14. Yeah, never got to do any midnight releases. Granger used to do midnight releases and they said, oh, we're doing one for COD Advanced Warfare, which is a bit of a questionable game to buy nowadays considering who's in it. Yeah. But I didn't get to do that one, which is a bit annoying, but I would have loved to have done midnight releases. Can't really think of any, like every release is the same now really. Yeah. Doing it so long now that it's just like, oh yeah, new game out, cool. I'll play that for a week and then play something else. We try to be as cool and as friendly as possible. We'll offer you a cup of tea if you come in, if you just want to have a chinwag. There's no pressure to buy anything. If you want to just have a look around, if you want to come and film, we have loads of people like yourself just come around and film. You know, we appreciate that. We try to make it more of like a hub of the community more so than a shop. We'd rather people have somewhere that they can come. Nina's very, very pushy about that. All the arcade machines in the back, if you want to just come and play on those for 6 hours, as long as no one else is waiting to play, you're more than welcome to do that. We try to be as fair as possible as we can on prices. Some things we don't have a lot of movement on, but you know, if you come in and you want to buy something, we'll try and be as helpful and as make the process as easy as possible.
Great job. So
we try. No, thank you very much. Thank you, mate. Hope your viewers enjoy it. Don't judge me for my bad bed hair. I overslept this morning. I was like, I'm gonna have to get in. Gemma's coming. I don't have time for a shower.
You look great, mate. You look
well, thank you.
So there we go. We've interviewed Carl. We know he loves his RPGs. We've seen some of the really nice things in the store. I've been here lots of times. I've been coming here now for about 8 years filming. Probably one of the first YouTubers to actually come in and film way before retro game hunts were a thing. And I've always walked away with some great things. So I'll link everything in the description. Please go and give him a follow. If you want to come to the Pokemon night, I'm thinking about going to one myself. Maybe we can have a game of the Pokemon trading card game. I don't know, but come on. I'll link everything in the description and I will see you in the next one, guys. Make sure you subscribe.